It's another episode of Hang Out with August, and today I'm hosting a very special guest in a certain way. And something special about her is that she's a female and she's really challenged me with what she's doing. Patience, how are you?
I'm fine, August. How are you?
Fine, thank you. You look nice, by the way.
Thank you, and thank you for having me here.
I do appreciate. You're really good at keeping time. You're good.
Thank you. You're the first to tell me that.
I'm the first to tell you that.
I'm usually late.
You're late.
Yeah.
I'm special.
Yeah,
kinda.
so I'm working on it, so it just shows that I'm progressing with working on my timekeeping.
Ladies have got a history of not keeping time. Is it true?
Yeah, to some extent. So I'm really trying to work on that.
People who might not know your face, you are the face behind something that almost every Zambian knows about Z Hype Magg.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. When did you open it?
Okay, so initially, Z Hype Magg was started up by a guy called Abraham. Yeah, Abraham. He's not really into media. He's more into medicine. So he approached me sometime later. That was in 2017. He said he used to post music and all that. He said, I'd like somebody to work with in terms of writing articles and other things. So I was really interested because I'm a music enthusiast and I'm also so much into entertainment. Every time I visit the internet and see what other countries are writing about their celebrities, it would hurt me because I wanted Zambia to have something like that. So when Abraham presented me that opportunity, I was so excited to jump on board. So that's how we partnered and started working together. So from 2017 up to date, we've grown as Z Hype Magg. We're not just a blog anymore. We now call ourselves Zambia's mainstream entertainment site. We also have a YouTube channel which is doing so well.
Yeah, check it out.
Yeah, we have a Facebook page, Instagram, and all that. So it moved from just uploading music and videos to writing about people, interviewing them, and things like that.
When it comes to people writing content, how many admins are there? Just a few of you?
Yeah, when it comes to writing content, we're just like mostly the three of us, but there's also a fourth person. He's still in school abroad, so he contributes when he can. But it's mainly the three of us. There's me, Abraham, and Dennis. We work closely together.
It looks like there are maybe over 10 people managing that page.
No, we're just, I call it a team. We're united. So aside from us who write the blogs, the people that work on those posters I share, the artworks. So we're a united team. So the guy that usually does most of our artwork goes by the name Paul. He does most of our artwork, graphics, and then there's another guy who helps out. And then there's also somebody who helps us with the videos. Yeah, he comes in, does all those videos and everything. He goes by the name UC Media. Yeah, he's also kind of famous, but when it comes to graphics and videos, he wants to be known as UC Media because he's also into this entertainment industry.
So his other name is famous than the UC Media?
Yes.
So you're not going to say that, right?
No, he's not okay with it, but he's the guy behind most of our YouTube videos, even when we're at events, like the times when we get invited to cover certain events. He's the one that is behind the camera, making sure that we capture each and every moment and all that.
You should also put me on board. I can contribute.
No problem. We'll talk after the interview.
Now, talking of events and stuff like that, are you able to raise any funds or just doing it for the love?
Okay. So mostly, I would say it's mostly for the love. Even us starting out as Z Hype Magg, it was for the love. So here's a short testimony before I answer your question. People will be wondering, like, for the love, why?
Yeah.
So when I joined Z Hype Magg, one of the things that I really wanted to work on was biographies. I realized we didn't really know much about our celebrities and their background. So back then, I didn't know a lot of artists. So I looked around my circles, like, which artists do I know? So the first artist I approached was Yellow Dove from ZNBC, Antonio Mwanamuke. I wrote his biography. He loved it. And then I wrote Microphone's biography. Then later I asked if he could give me the proofs number, which he did. I wrote the proofs biography. So it kept growing like that. And with time, instead of me calling people started calling me. Like, why don't you write about me? And then that's how I started charging. Because people started offering me money to say, okay, write about me. Here is what I'm willing to pay. So even with events, that's how I see it. Like whatever idea I come up with, I realize I'm doing it for the love but I will grow later on because I love doing red carpet interviews. I get to learn. It helps me grow as an individual when I'm doing those red carpet interviews, interacting with people. Because I know that one day I'm not going to be where I am, but for me to get to where I want to be, it has to start from somewhere. And the money won't come immediately from there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be building from 2017 to 2020. It's a very short period.
Yeah.
If you consider, but you've grown really really. How many followers are we talking about?
So on Facebook, right
On
about
Facebook.
now, we have over 100,000 followers. On Instagram, we have close to 70,000 followers. And then on our blog, like on a weekly basis, we get over 10,000 viewers. Views. So it got to a point where, we the blog itself started having technical issues because our subscription was lower than what we thought. We thought maybe we can reach less than 10,000 people a day. But because a lot of people were visiting our site, we really started having technical issues. So we've grown from 10,000 to over 10,000. We've even moved from the bouquet where we were at as a website to a hub bouquet because we're getting over 10,000 views every week.
Which article, if you can remember, you should publish which got a lot of attention from the people?
I don't know. Like most of them do get attention. So if I were to pinpoint, but that specific artists, of course, most of them have to do with big artists. If you write about big artists, most of them attract attention. And Zambians love controversy.
I was about to ask that question. So it's like, you put a little bit of negative part.
Okay, it's
how
not
do you,
really
how do you manage to balance your audience and what they want?
So it's not always negative. Like when you look at it, mostly it's actually positive. On the negative part, we're just trying to be like every other media house. If somebody, we try to give news as it is without leaving out anything. So we try to give news as it is in the sense that if somebody said something, we're going to write it as it is and then attach a video. So whatever we write about, we try as much as possible to attach the evidence. If somebody said it on a radio interview, I'll have to make sure I record that interview. And even as I write, people should listen to whatever that person said. If it's a social media post, we get screenshots. We try to be as authentic and credible as possible. But mostly we focus on positive news because at the end of the day, we want to help in building the Zambian music industry. Let's say some articles I wrote recently where I was listening into an interview where DJ PMC was interviewing Efe from Nigeria. Yeah, and I read about it. He said something like he had done a song with Slab D and it's yet to be released. So for me, that was big news. I had to write about it. Somebody would say, but that was just a sentence. But from that sentence, we managed to come up with a lot of paragraphs because for us, that was big news. He's collaborating with somebody who's international. Yeah, so that's how we extract our news. Mostly we try to be as positive as possible. But then again, if something negative happens, we'll write it still.
But I'm sure there's some other news where like somebody... Do you manage to put your ears on the ground or maybe some news they just send you and it's like you try to do some research? Because listening to a radio interview is like 1 hour and then just one sentence, which is like less than 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Probably got other stuffs to do. How do you manage?
So aside from us listening in, there are certain DJs that also work with us. So if a radio DJ is interviewing an artist and they think, okay, there's an announcement that this artist is going to make, they usually send us a recording. So you just can't tip me off to say, look, this is what, for example, Makitu said, Slabdi said. You need to provide the evidence. Yeah. If it's on your TV show, you have to send me a link to your YouTube channel. And then I'll follow through and listen as well. Because at the end of the day, I want to be credible. I don't just want to rely on what somebody has told me. So yeah, we work with other artists. We work with artists also. There are those artists that will tell you, look guys, I'm about to make a big announcement, or I posted this on my Instagram. I'll look through it. But of course, if it's not something that will give me traffic, I'm not going to waste time and write it for Magg. But if it's something that's going to give us traffic, it's a 50-50 thing. I'll write about it and post it. Yeah, so that's how we do it sometimes. We work with media personalities, TV presenters, DJs. They send us content, we review it, and then write about it.
All right.
Yeah.
We have talked much about you, but you told me earlier you're a presenter. And
Yeah.
I think some point, if I can remember, I did listen to your show.
Okay.
Then I just said, oh, that was the person I was listening to. Tell me about your personal career apart from this presentation.
Okay.
When did you start?
Okay, so I started TV presenting at the age of 14 on movie TV. The kids and teen show, I don't know if you remember it. Yeah, so that was when I had my first chance. I actually started off as a motivation speaker.
You,
So,
you, there's still that part in you, right?
yeah, it's still there. I actually do a lot of motivation speaking to people that allow me to. So, yeah, that's how I started out. And then I didn't really think I could present, as in, I was just there, like I come, it's a Saturday, the motivation segment comes, it doesn't really require a lot of energy. But with time, I saw myself grow. And then later, I stopped at some point because I started doing a certain computer course. But then, when something is in you, it keeps burning. So from movie TV, I stayed for a year, like, was it a year or some months? For some months. Then I was called up by somebody from CBC. There was a show called Teen Time. There I became the main presenter, and then I was there up until 2015. And then during that year I was in my final year at UNZA. I mean in my first year, sorry, at UNZA. So it was kind of hard to mix school with TV. So I went on board for a bit. And then when QTV was opening up, somebody just told me, you know what, you just have to try this. So that's how I tried. So when QTV started up December 2015, I was among the first 6 presenters it had.
So you've been with QTV since 2015.
Yeah, December 2015. But with QTV, I stopped at some point. That was 2016, somewhere October, because I had to do some attachments.
For like a year.
Yeah, so I worked for like a year with QTV. I had to do some attachments. It was a requirement for the program that I was doing. And the attachment was supposed to be news reporting. So that's how I did my attachment with National Agriculture and Information Services, which is nice. And then from there, again, I had to do attachments. So like I stepped away from media a bit because I had to focus on my school. Then in 2017, I did some internship, public relations internship under the Ministry of Lands. Yeah. Then after I was done with school, I realized I have to go back to the media. By then I was a blogger. So that's how I suggested we do a show called ZI Weekly on ZI Magg. So we would post on our YouTube channel and things like that. Then last year, 2019, I received a call from somebody, Prime TV. Like somebody used to tell me, you could apply. Prime TV needs presenters for a show called Youth Unleashed. And I would always give excuses. So somebody came across one of my YouTube videos. The producer came across one of my YouTube videos. Then he said, you know what? You could do the entertainment segment on Youth Unleashed. I was like, oh, okay. I'm down for that. So that's how I took up the opportunity, joined Youth Unleashed. And then early this year, was it January? Yeah, because despite me not working for QTV, I used to have ties. Like I would go there, present the breakfast show with Rhoda once in a while. She gave me a lot of opportunities.
Like
I still learn from her.
with them.
Yeah, so I would learn from her. She'd tell me, oh, well, Friday they were doing more like an entertainment breakfast show. You should come, things like that. We're talking about this event. So that's how I would go there. So when there was a chance for her to recommend somebody to work under BBC Media on and Restless Development on a project called Tikambe, she recommended me. She was like, this is somebody who's been there. So even when the opportunity came, I took it up. So right about now, I work with QFM part-time on a show called Tikambe. It's a sexual reproductive health right show. So it comes every Saturday at 14. And then I'm also still with Youth Unleashed, but of course Prime TV is closed at the moment. So yeah, basically right about now, that's where I am at the moment. And I just hope to grow further in my career.
Right, thank you very much. But before you go, women mostly who are watching right now, a young lady want to join media. What's your advice?
Okay, so my advice would be start with what you have. Start with what you have. If you are a writer, you can write. Just start with what you can. Grow the art from there. We're always waiting for big opportunities to come. Big opportunities are not going to come if you're not doing anything, if you're not preparing yourself for it. sometimes like just stand in front of your mirror, talk to yourself, work from there. Whatever opportunity that comes your way, grab it. Don't ask for the money. The money will come as you grow. The money will come as you advance the craft. Most of us want the money to start coming in there and then. But if you're passionate about something, don't look at what money you're making out of it there and then. The money comes as you grow, even more than you expect. You won't even have to ask people to say, pay me this much. People actually offer you way beyond than what you even expect.
Is that how did you get your voice to be so fluent when talking?
Oh.
You used to practice a lot. It's like you're very good at talking. I'm just watching you talk. It's like
Okay.
I can watch you talk all day.
Wow, thank you. I don't even know what to say. Yeah, I still talk to myself a lot. Sometimes I will sit in front of my mirror, even make videos in my phone. It helps me improve on certain things that I do when I'm in front of the camera. Sometimes people may not even notice your mistakes, but if you're doing it yourself, you're there in front of the mirror, like, okay, so I throw my hands a lot. So yeah, it really helps. Practice always really helps.
Thank you very much.
So thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
I do appreciate for coming. I'm so excited too. It has been Hangout with August, and I was having Patience on the show from Magg. Till next time, keep watching TMB TV.